Hey 143 fam, we're going to be taking a look at your mid-month love horoscopes here. If you haven't checked out your full month of January video yet for love and for your general overview, make sure you do that. For those of you interested in my giveaway this month, I'm going to be choosing two winners. You'll get to decide between a free reading or a free healing session. If you'd like to be considered, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below your video, and I will notify winners at the very end of the month. Now let's see what the second half of January has in store in love. Hey Capricorn, this reading is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising in love, January 15th through the end of the month. Capricorn in love, January 15th through the end of the month. Capricorn, I'm hearing that someone may be acting up, someone may be acting out, and it is going to be a huge red flag for you. If you have dismissed this behavior in a partner before, you will no longer tolerate it. This is where you draw the line and the boundary. Anybody being reactive, anybody being dramatic, but especially anybody not coming across in a mature, grown manner, you will not be able to tolerate even a second of that over the next 2 weeks. You may step away from a partner because of this. Like I'm hearing the words enough's enough. Enough's enough. Either like grow up and meet me where I'm at, or I'm done. And it's going to feel a little hardcore, but it does feel warranted here. Now, I do feel maybe some actual children in the mix acting up. You are going to be more compassionate toward your children or any child in the picture. I feel like a child could be picking up that something's wrong, though. Like intuitively, a child may act up or act out because they're picking up on some sort of negative energy. So don't outright dismiss it, especially if somebody's acting out of character. If someone's acting out and acting up, Spirit is saying like acting up. Okay, let's get a little bit more clarity here. Capricorn, Capricorn in love, we have two cards. All right, two beautiful cards here. But this is the goal. So we have it is safe to love, followed by keep an open mind. Okay, center the reading. It is safe to love. You need to feel like you have a safe partner. You need to know that you can communicate that there's something wrong or just when life gets real. You need to know that you can communicate with the partner and that they're truly going to be a partner, that they truly have your back, that you can explain how you feel to a partner without them being a defensive and reactive back to you. Keep an open mind popping with it is safe for you to love. Spirit is asking you to keep an open mind that if something doesn't feel safe, it's time to walk away so that someone better can come in, okay? You don't feel very open-minded in regards to partners that are not safe. You feel like you've been incredibly open-minded that may have been taken advantage of a little bit. It may have reinforced some bad behavior even in a partner, especially if they are younger than you. You may be dealing with a partner who is actually younger than you or someone who just acts younger than you. Keep an open mind to movement forward and moving past this kind of relationship because it feels toxic. It feels toxic not just for you, but it feels toxic for the person who is, I want to say, maybe a little codependent, so you could be enabling them a little bit. But it feels toxic for the other person because they aren't being pushed to grow. They're sort of being accepted at this place of childish reactive behavior, when in reality, it's time for them to move past that, to grow past that, okay? Now, for those of you single, you may have already walked away from this type of a person. Keep an open mind to somebody new coming in. I don't see Capricorn really repeating that particular karma. You may feel like you may, and you may distance yourself from any prospects, any new interest, okay? I'm seeing you definitely, if you're single right now, I mean, you're all about career. I'm feeling a lot of Leo energy in this too. So you may have Leo in your chart. You may be dealing with a Leo right now. But it almost feels like your energy. So I'm feeling maybe a Capricorn who has Leo in their chart because I'm just seeing you just like, I can't. I'm not open-minded to love. I just can't even risk stepping back into a relationship like that. I'm all about my money. I'm all about career. I'm all about movement forward. This is beautiful. This is fine. The Spirit is trying to communicate with you that there is safe love for you, There is somebody out there who is ready to come in, who will be that safe love, who will be that equal partner. You don't have to feel like your options are, I settle for people who aren't grown and who need me too much and I have to do everything, or I'm single and that's it. There is a happy medium there. I am seeing Capricorn being fulfilled. So we have, it is safe for you to love, clarified by chemistry. This is the kind of new love that is trying to show up. If you feel like you haven't called anybody new in, you may be blocking that new love energy because you just might not trust this. But there is somebody safe that you have legitimate chemistry with, and they may shock you. It may not be the kind of person you would normally date, but there's really legitimate energy. I just heard something about Capricorn letting Gemini go, or possibly an air sign go. Keep an open mind to somebody who may, I mean, it could be Leo showing up for you. See, Leo does come through as the hardworking, like a hardworking partner, someone very grounded, someone very stable. And you may have never dated a Leo. That may, or if you have and you didn't have a good experience, you may be like, no, I'm not doing it again. There's someone who may remind you, someone new who may remind you of a partner in the past. And it could just be superficial. They may have a similar look. They may be from a similar part of the world, a similar background, but it's like a night and day. If you really give this person the opportunity to show up and you really keep an open mind to new love at this time, you will not be repeating an old pattern anymore. It does feel done. For those of you who are conscious of that, it does feel done, especially if you feel like you've attracted younger partners in the past or people who acted a little bit immature in the past. You feel really done with that, okay? Keep an open mind. Center the reading again, clarified. Past life relationship. So soulmate relationship. I also feel like you may have distanced yourself from a soulmate because they were being reactive, and you know, you needed to. Like, enough's enough. You did not want to enable the bad behavior anymore. You didn't want to reward the bad behavior anymore, and so you stepped away. That person may have had their wake-up call. It does feel like somebody who had been reactive in the past may show up and without being so reactive. This person is coming through as someone who's gone through a lot of growth. And you may have been the catalyst. That separation could have been the catalyst for them. But it does feel like there's other factors too. Work, possibly some losses on the family front for them. I see somebody growing from a soulmate to somebody much higher vibing, like one of those more fleeting types of soulmates. They show up to teach you a lesson and they're supposed to be on their way. Feels like one of those kinds of people, one of those kinds of soulmates, may be showing up with a lot more stability now. And I don't know, I just keep going back to Leo. I just keep channeling Leo. If you felt like you dated a Leo in the past and they were maybe a little too young and some time has passed now, they may be meeting you where you're at, okay? You may want to consider giving somebody from the past the time of day again. Okay, finances and career being clarified by calling a soulmate in. I feel like some of you may be meeting somebody at work or through a particular field that you work in, even if it's not specifically in an office or the company. You could be at a conference and meet somebody. Was Spirit just said you'll be calling in somebody who will work, okay? So not a typical message that would normally come through, but you'll be calling in somebody who will work for you. Who will work for you. They will meet you. Again, meet you where you're at. Somebody who's grown. I mean, there is a whole lot of chemistry. Like, this person comes through with a whole lot of chemistry. It's more than just a physical chemistry. This is also side by side, and this is the visual Spirit was giving me. It's like, okay, soulmate, but not super evolved. Same person showing back up. A much brighter energy, much more evolved energy, much more grounded energy. So you may be calling a soulmate back in at this time. For those of you in committed relationships, something external threw somebody off. I'm seeing somebody coming home and being really angry because something didn't work out well at work or with another family member, but bringing that energy home and almost being a little mean to this soulmate partner who's being really loving. You may feel like your partner is not treating you super well because they're so stressed, or they just may be distant. You may find that you may be acting like that. Your partner may be feeling that. It's time to resolve it, because I am seeing a healthy love here. For those of you who've been with somebody for a long time and that young dramatic message doesn't apply to your significant other, it feels like there's something external now creating an issue, and it shouldn't be. Like someone's bringing work home. Someone's bringing stress home. Okay. Crowning the reading retreat. For those of you in committed relationships, it's time to, again, like that boundary, drawing that line, having healthy boundaries. Also having healthy boundaries in regards to balancing work and personal life. Someone needs more time with you. Somebody who you love, this soulmate that isn't being dramatic, who is being grown and who's a beautiful partner, they need more energy. They need more time. They need more attention. I do feel like someone may be needing that from you, Capricorn. Somebody needs more attention. But I'm also feeling too, for those of you who are seeing this behavior in a partner and they're acting up or acting out, you're taking space from them at this time, and you're not going to allow them to come back unless they can show you that they have really grown up, that they have changed, that they will be accountable for their actions. Bottom of the deck, this could be the one. I'm also going to hold this up too. So for those of you dealing with some sort of retreat, okay, worth waiting for, it does feel like there's love here for you. It does feel like there could be love very much intact with somebody you've retreated from, and it just isn't the time to circle back quite yet. You may start talking over the next 2 weeks, though. So if you have been completely out of communication with somebody, I am definitely seeing a phone call coming in. You may be initiating that phone call, but I'm seeing a phone call coming in and reconnecting you with somebody that you love. That feels really beautiful. So somebody does have the courage to pick up the phone and reach out to you. Honor that. Keep an open mind. And try not to get too lost in work. Try not to get too lost in work. It feels like someone here really does need your attention. And they may need your attention a little too much, hence the acting out, okay? So just make sure, especially if you're cross-watching, just make sure, even if Capricorn is working too much and you're not getting the attention you need and deserve, communicate that with them in a safe way. Communicate that with them in a way where Capricorn won't be defensive, okay? Or Capricorn, you know these messages can go both ways. So if you have to communicate that with a partner, make sure you're not being reactive. Make sure you're not being angry. Make sure they're not going to see something as dramatic, because someone may shut all the way down if that's the case. And I don't want you to have to go through that, okay? So keep an open mind, I think, first and foremost. And just make sure you take a few deep breaths, you take a moment before you reach out to somebody, before you communicate with somebody, to make sure that you are not coming from a reactive place, or vice versa, okay, for Capricorn's partners. Capricorn, if you feel like you need more clarity than this, reach out to me. I'm available for private readings, for energy healing work. I will be back February 1st for your full month of February reading. But in the meantime, I'm sending you so much love, light, gratitude. I'll see you back here soon. Ciao.